Hello and welcome. My name is Renika, and this speech is to capture the audience in the age brackets between 25 and maybe 50 years of age. Individuals who are enthusiastic, excited, and have an eagerness to learn what the role of an administrative manager is. In completion of my speech, individuals should be able to walk away with a true understanding of the role of an administrative manager and also how serving plays a key factor in this position. Most importantly, I want to share how God values the hospitality side of this particular vocation. Let me ask you this. Have you ever enjoyed or had a passion for leading? How many of you would say that you rather serve than lead? Well, after 25 years and counting and leading people, what I've learned most is that serving the people is priority. I also learned that in the role of an administrative manager, that I could juggle more than 3 balls at one time without breaking a sweat. I said that just because I want you to understand that there are so many duties that administrative manager does, and sometimes it can get a little complex. But with the right skills and the right passion and the right um, organization, these tasks can be met. Tonight, we're going to discuss number one, what is the role of an administrative manager? Number two, what are the requirements or the education requirement to be an administrative manager? And number three, how does God gain value in this particular job? Number one, what is an administrative manager? Administrative manager is an individual who directs, often controls, sometimes coach, sometimes counsel, sometimes plan, coordinate different departments, ensure certain policies and procedures are met. Basically, is the heartbeat and the supporting factor in a company's organization. Now, depending on the company's structure, depending on the demands of the company, an administrative manager can play many different roles. Number two, what are the requirements of an administrative manager? The requirements of administrative manager can be as low as a completion of a high school diploma or the equivalent of a high school diploma. And in some companies, it may require you to have an associate's degree in administrative management, or it might even require that you have a bachelor's degree in administrative management. Just depending on what type of administrative manager, what the duties that administrative manager would have, would determine what type of requirement that individual needs to seek. Now, God allows us to have choices in picking our particular jobs because He gets the glory or should get the glory in all that we do. And so, in this particular vocation, you're serving others. Your hospitality is got to be great. You will find yourself in a number of roles, not just leading, directing, and supporting, but also supporting, counseling, coaching, sometimes jumping right in the fire and doing things that your other departments may need you to do if there is a need there. Instilling policy. So you're constantly in a servant position as an administrative manager. So the hospitality, the serving up others, entertaining others' needs, other requests, is how God gets His glory, is how His value is illuminated in this particular role. Now, to sum it all up, an administrative manager may have a number of different roles that can get very complex at any given time. But with the right skills, the right attitude, there is nothing that you cannot do when it comes to fulfilling those tasks. Some of the things that I want you to take away. Number one, choose your vocation based on your passion first. Find out what your passion is, and then choose your vocation based on that. As an administrator, you got to be enthusiastic. You got to be a people person. You got to be self-disciplined. And you got to be able to multitask. Number two, your requirements to be able to be an administrative manager needs to be met before you get on the job. There really is no on-the-job training. So identify what those requirements are and place yourself in a position to where you will get the most or be most effective in that role. And number three, most of all, make sure that God values what you are doing as an administrative manager. Make sure your service to others, your hospitality to others is something that is always priority. Hebrews 13:2 tell us to be careful on how we entertain strangers, because at any moment we can be entertaining a stranger. So our service to others should always be unto God. I hope that you gained some important information from this speech, and we'll see you next time. My references was from the King James Version, the Bible. I also cited some things from human resources hr.inet.com, and there are also several books out there about being a servant leader that will be very, very good information that you can apply not only on this particular role, but in any type of servicing role or any type of leadership role that I would tell you definitely to take advantage of. Robert H. Greenleaf writes a great book on becoming a servant leader. And in the role of an administrative manager, you definitely are a servant leader. God bless.